Welcome to English Podcasts with Chris
and Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hi there, Chris.
I think you're going to the UK pretty soon, aren't you?
I am actually, just in a few days.
Really? When are you going?
Friday.
Okay. So I guess you're looking forward to going back.
I am actually, but I'm not looking forward to the flight so much because my flight's been changed at the last minute and I've got a very, very early start.
What was it originally?
It was originally leaving Toulouse at 11:25 and now I'm leaving Toulouse at 7:10 in the morning.
Okay.
So that's, a bit of a cold shower, let's say.
Early rise.
A very early rise. So that's kind of, but once I'm there, I'll enjoy it.
At least you'll get more time there.
Sure.
Yeah?
A couple of hours.
So what are you looking forward to doing in the UK?
Well, I'm going to see some friends. I'm seeing my family. I haven't seen them for quite a while. And of course, going out to the pub. Call me simple, but going to the pub because there's a certain pub atmosphere that we don't always have here in France.
But we have pubs in Toulouse.
We do. And
What's missing in those pubs?
Well, English people, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there is a bit of a different vibe going on. And I'll be eating fish and chips. I know I have fish and chips in Toulouse, but
it's not the same, is it?
It's not the same.
No.
They make a good stab at it, let's say.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
Okay.
But it's not as good as the real British fish and chips.
Will you be going out on a Friday night, probably?
I will. The pub, it's a tradition, isn't it?
It is.
Friday night down the pub.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
And you go to pub quizzes in Toulouse. Will you be going to any pub quizzes in Derby?
Well, not in Derby because I've got other plans in Derby, but maybe in London.
Wow, that'd be good.
In fact, you know what? I've never seen a pub quiz in London.
Yeah, there are. I've seen loads of them. All you need to do is go to Time Out magazine, What's On, and look for pub quizzes.
Yes, well, in fact, bearing in mind my last ranking in the pub quiz here in Toulouse, maybe it's not top of my list.
Don't talk about that one.
It was pretty disastrous, actually.
It was. Yeah.
So these are things which are. Pubs are actually quite an important part of British life.
So it sounds like you're looking forward to food as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What meal are you really looking forward to?
Well, I like a pie, actually.
Why not?
Steak and kidney pie, gravy. In fact, one of the things I'm going to buy, actually, when I get to the supermarkets there, is, I'm going to do a bit of advertising here, a thing called Bisto.
Oh my God.
I know you probably make your own, but I don't. And it's a way to make a thing called gravy.
Yeah.
Which I don't think really, does that exist in France?
I don't think so. It would just be called a sauce, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's a brown sauce that you have with meat.
Yeah.
Like in a shepherd's pie, for example. I love shepherd's pie.
What is shepherd's pie again?
Shepherd's pie, it's beef.
No, it's not.
You're going to say lamb, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're such a...
You're talking about a cottage pie.
Yes, I am talking about a cottage pie. I know you're a bit of a, that you know...
A foodie.
Yes, you like to split hairs on these things. Okay. But it's, let's say...
Just be correct.
Yeah, a cottage pie. It's beef, which has been minced up.
Yeah.
With maybe some carrots in it, maybe some peas.
Okay.
But mainly the most important ingredient, potato on the top.
Yeah, mashed potato. But, this is the thing that really amazes me about the UK, because whenever you go to a pub, you always get peas.
Yeah.
And they're hard as anything. And there's not very much taste in them. Why?
I don't know. But even peas, from where I'm from, up in the Midlands, we have fish and chips with a thing called mushy peas.
You've mentioned this before.
Which I totally love. I'm not sure even if they are peas, actually, but they are something green and a little bit mushed up.
They are peas, yeah.
Which you put near your fish.
They're a bit like split peas in France.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not a beer drinker, are you? So you're not looking forward to any beer.
No.
There's quite good beers in the UK as well.
Yes.
But you're obviously not into that. I wouldn't imagine that you'd be drinking wine. Will you be drinking wine?
No. I do have a glass of dry white wine, a Chardonnay, that sort of stuff.
Nondescript stuff.
Yeah, it just passes the time, I suppose.
It passes the time.
But I'm quite now into non-alcoholic beers.
Wow. How did this come about?
Well, the pub where I go to, I'm driving a lot, so I have those beers, which are quite nice. I might try those out.
Well, I saw just recently non-alcoholic gin and non-alcoholic vodka. You may ask, what is the point?
What is the point?
Yeah, because normally you try to drown out vodka taste, unless you're Polish or Russian, with mixers, don't you?
Yeah.
Gin, you don't. You add mixers to it because there is a taste to gin.
Yeah.
There's a very specific taste.
Yeah.
But I saw this.
Yeah, I do enjoy a good gin and tonic. Maybe if I see a non-alcoholic gin.
Could you be forced into?
I will try one for you.
Twist your arm?
I will try one for you.
I bet they do it in the UK.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when people are driving these days, I've noticed a lot of people don't drink alcohol so much these days. I think because the non-alcoholic drinks have really improved in taste.
I want you to do a little bit of a bit of a survey in while you're in the UK. Are there so many people smoking?
Oh, right.
Right. The reason I say this is because I was told the other day how much a packet of cigarettes costs in the UK, and it's like £22 or something. Straight up. That's what I was told.
20?
Yeah. I know. You used to work a month for that, Yeah, I know. How can they possibly afford it? But, are there so many people smoking?
Well, in my past experience, in my circles, I don't know anybody who smokes in the UK.
No, not. In fact, in France, there's very few of my circles.
I do know some people, but not many.
I can't think of anybody who smokes.
No, maybe I've got different friends to you, but I do know some people who do smoke. I've no idea what the price of cigarettes are.
I think it's €12.50. So it's virtually half of what it is in the UK. So I don't know how they can afford it. But anyway, that's...
Well, I won't. In fact, I will be looking forward to actually going into, if I say pubs again, but non-smoking areas because I don't... We're in France, a lot of my friends, you're sitting in a bar, then all of a sudden they're all outside, whereas...
I can say nothing because I used to smoke.
Like, where are these people going? And I'm often sitting in the pub alone.
Really?
Well, it has happened to me in the past. Fine. But in the UK, I don't experience that. So I do like the smoke-free zone.
So will you be having a pork pie?
I will.
Oh, bring some back.
I will, and I love a pork pie.
Sausage.
And in fact, where I'm from, there's a particular shop. It's called Birds, and they have the pork pie from Melton Mowbray.
Ah, yeah. It's the top.
And I'm not normally a big fan of that those pressed meats type of thing. But goodness me, a pork pie.
With Branston pickle.
It's,
You may say piccalilli, I say Branston.
Yeah, it's lovely.
You say potato, I say potato.
Yeah. Well, in Derby, we just say spuds, I think.
There you go.
But, yeah.
So you're going to go for a pie. You're going to go for a shepherd's pie, which you think is is actually a cottage pie. You're going to go for fish and chips. You're going to go for no beer, but you're going to go to the pub for the atmosphere, she says. Anyway, there you go. What are you going to miss from France? It's only going to be a week, I know.
Yeah.
Just over.
One thing I know I will miss, and I've missed this in the past, is French bread.
Definitely.
And the funny thing is, I don't always buy a baguette in France, but when
That's because you can.
Yeah, exactly. But when I've been in the UK for 3 or 4 days, I'm thinking, French bread.
Yeah.
French bread. Stuff like that, croissant, which I don't eat every day in France, far from it.
Yeah.
But I have to say French food, and what I will miss, French weather. Well, we are in Toulouse, and we've had a few rainy days, but...
What's the temperature in the UK where you're from?
My mother always tells me it's like 4 or something, which I'm sure she...
4 degrees?
I'm sure she's exaggerating, or she doesn't know what it means, but,
It might be.
It might be. Whereas this afternoon, I was walking out without a jacket on, just a T-shirt. So...
It was 25 today.
We are lucky. We are lucky in the south.
25.
We are lucky. So I will miss the weather.
Yeah.
Anything else that I might miss? I don't know really.
Because well, when you went to America, you missed things like vegetables,
Oh, for
salad,
sure.
didn't you?
Oh, for sure.
But in the UK, they eat a lot of vegetables, don't they?
Yes,
generally?
they do.
Yeah.
Lots of peas.
Lots of peas. Yeah, I could bypass the peas quite easily.
Yeah. In fact, I once went to Ireland and I was with some learners, and after a book, there was a menu, and the first thing on the menu was pea soup. I thought, who on earth has pea soup? Went to
Pea
Ireland.
soup is delicious.
I know. I went to Ireland in a restaurant. The first thing was on the menu, pea soup.
Pea soup is delicious.
And it
pea
was-
and ham soup.
It was
Ooh, you can't
delicious.
beat You
It
can't
was
beat it.
delicious.
In winter.
So I think we shouldn't be too bad on.
But the thing is, when I go back to the UK, things that I like in terms of food is like an English breakfast. But once I've had one, I don't need another one.
Yeah.
Fish and chips, the same. I'll have one and, don't want any. The last time I went back, you probably saw it on one of my videos, was I had some jellied eels, which I will never, ever do again.
Yes.
That was just, that was a...
You were just showing off, weren't you, really?
It was for science, in fact.
Yes.
I did it for science.
Yeah.
And just to see if I could survive it. And I did. And like you, I like pies and like pork pies and stuff like that. And I also love the pub atmosphere. It is totally different. I mean, we like in Toulouse, like you say, we've got about 10 pubs, I think, supposedly English or Irish pubs, but they're missing something.
And even the ones that we go to, which we like,
Yeah.
they are good,
Yeah.
but there's just that. I think they're missing English people, to be honest with you.
You think so? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say anything bad about the pubs that we go to in Toulouse, but there's just not that comfiness somehow. I don't know.
No, there's something. It's. I think it's more an atmosphere thing, and it's also when you go to a bar, you're always having a bit of banter.
Yes.
With somebody.
Yeah.
Whereas in France, that doesn't much happen, does it?
No. And also the English pubs, they're full of all different generations.
Yep.
Older, I'm gonna say grannies down to grandchildren.
Yeah.
And it's a nice mix,
It
and
is,
everyone mixes. Where in the bars that we go to, it's you don't see that you don't see that.
No,
family
it's not
atmosphere.
not a huge.
It's not family atmosphere.
No, and also another thing you could have when you go back is a good curry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now I tell you, that is probably one of the first things on my list when I get to London.
So you go
Curry.
to London first or to Derby first?
London, because
Okay.
I have a flight to London.
Where are you landing?
Heathrow.
Okay.
Heathrow. And
Heathrow Express.
yeah, or I just get the tube
Okay.
into where I'm going, because I'm going into that Richmond area.
Yeah.
So I've got some friends in London, so staying in London, catching up there, and then getting the train from St Pancras to Derby.
Okay.
It's 1.5 hours.
Is it expensive?
No, it's £25,
Okay.
which I don't think is too bad.
Well, it seems okay.
Which, yeah.
I think it's more expensive than in France.
I don't know. But that is a ticket on a specific journey.
Because I know I can get a return to Marseille for £25.
Oh, right. Yeah. And in fact, I've been on French trains and they are a bit cheaper, aren't they?
Yeah,
really?
I think so. A lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you book in advance.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's beside the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Cool. Good.
And I'm looking forward to it. Might take an umbrella. I'm definitely taking a coat with me.
And what are you going to bring back?
Well, Bisto. This is this thing
Which
which
is
makes
a must.
which makes gravy.
Yeah.
Because the gravy is like a brown sauce
Yep.
to go with my cottage pie.
Yeah.
And I might go to a shop called Marks and Spencer's, where I like to buy a few things from M&S. It's just tradition. I mean, there are enough clothes in France.
Can you bring me back a tube of Coleman's English mustard?
Of course I can.
Thank you. Because you'll get it in your liquids. It'll be okay.
Oh, well, I've got a big suitcase.
Yeah. Okay. You can put. Yes. You can put stuff
I'm
in.
taking
can't
a
you?
massive suitcase.
In that case-
give me an order.
In that case, I'll order the dried mustard, which I can make up myself. I already have one up there.
Okay.
I'm not sure there's anything in it, but it's the best to add to like cheese sauces when you macaroni cheese and stuff like this. Brings out the taste of the cheese. Anyway, have a great time in the UK.
Thank you. I will do.
Don't get lost or crushed.
No.
And don't get too wet.
I won't do, Chris. See you when I get back.
Great. See ya.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Join us again at english-podcasts.com and subscribe to our podcasts on iTunes. And if you have an idea for a podcast or a blog, please get in contact with us through the site at english-podcasts.com.